Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my good trade genius out there. How y'all feeling? Welcome to Trade Genius Live. I am your host, Trend Genius, and we are back in it on a Wednesday. How y'all feeling out there, man? Good morning, good morning. Ben, good morning. Morbid Drifter, good morning. Taylor Pruitt, good morning. Stephen Brown, good morning. Jay Royal, good morning. Bodovan, good morning. Twyla, good morning. Soaking Insider, good morning. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Today is going to be an interesting day today on the charts as far as what I'm seeing. It's going to be a little interesting. Chrissy, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Absolutely. Happy Wednesday. Middle of the week. And yeah, man, let's see if we can finish this week strong. Empress, good morning. Good morning, sweetie. Good morning. Glad you are in the building with us, all of you. Who else we got? Uh-oh. Antronell Nelson. Good morning. Jerry Jack in the building. Good morning. How y'all feeling, man? How are you guys doing right now? How you feeling? Now that we're on the charts, we got about 13 minutes before the open. Are you guys feeling anxious? Are you feeling a sense of urgency? Are you calm, relaxed? How y'all feeling? And if y'all can, man, let me get some likes. Y'all like me up, please. Let's get some likes popping, some free likes, and some free subscriptions, and I'll take care of the rest. That's all I ask. Appreciate y'all. Bless. That's what's up. Empress says she's feeling blessed. How about the rest of y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling this morning? Jerry Jack. How you feeling? Trinelli, how you feeling? I want to know. Chrissy, how you feeling? Soaking Insider, how you feeling? Twyla, how you feeling? Bodovan, how you feeling? Stephen Brown, Taylor Pruitt, Morbid Drifter, how y'all feeling? Benjamin, how y'all feeling? Let me know. Without prejudice, that's what. Always anxious but ready. Okay, I like that. Kick Rocks, good morning. Feeling great. Market looks chopped though. Yeah, it's looking that way. Good, bro. You doing good? Yeah, I'm doing good. I was feeling a little under the weather. I think it was Monday. Still kind of a little bit going on, but it's subsiding. It's definitely good. It's definitely going away. Um, Feeling well today. That's what's up. That's what's up. Confident in my discipline. That's what's up. I'm blessed as well. That's what's up. Let's go. Good morning. Eric N007. That's what's up. Good morning. Good morning. Market is like the weather today, cloudy. I like it. I like it. I like it. Feeling great. Got a couple small wins this morning. That's what's up. Hey, wins is wins, right? Small, big, whatever. They wins. That's what's up. That's what I want to hear. Mike, good morning. Feel like feel feel like winning. That's what's up. No matter what I get, no matter what I get a little nervous before. No matter what I get a little nervous before 9:30. Got you. Yeah, you know what? I would say that's normal. That's why I always like to ask you guys how you're doing. You know what I mean? That's normal to feel a little anxious when you sit down. It's just one of the things of just being, trading, being new to, what we're doing. You know, Bodovan didn't sleep well, trying to overcome the frustration during my back testing journey. It's all good, man. Just stay the course, my brother. Stay the course. You're gonna be fine. Empress, I'm doing good. My foot is doing very, very, very well. I'm like hardly any swelling, no pain. All of that's gone. I ditched the boot. I was supposed to leave the boot on until next week, until next Wednesday, but I ditched the boot, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I left the house for a little bit, and I had put the boot on. I always put the boot on when I leave the house, just to protect it and stuff like that, right? So I came back, and the rest of the day, my foot was hurting, and it wasn't even hurting where the incision was. It's hurting like in the arch of my foot, and I know that boot, it keeps it keeps your foot like very restricted, that's what it's supposed to do, right? That's what it's supposed to do. But it seems like for me, for my foot, like it didn't need that because it was hurting for like 3-4 hours afterwards. So I was like, you know what? It's the boot because everything was fine prior to that. Because I wasn't wearing a boot around the house. I have like these big UGG slippers, and I was just wearing those because my foot's swollen, so my feet fit in that one. You know what I'm saying? So it was better. But so what I did, um, I just I just said that I'm gonna ditch the boot. So I ditched the boot. So I'm not wearing the boot anymore, y'all. Like I ditched it like you could say like a whole week early. So I'm not wearing the boot and that's that. But my foot feels good. Thanks for asking. Um, didn't sleep well. Okay, gotcha. We read that one. Well, you know what? For everyone that showed up on the charts a little anxious or whatever, that's okay. Hopefully, everyone is feeling good and ready to, you know what I'm saying, see what we can do on this Wednesday. We got about 9 minutes to the open. Let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Let's see what we got. Check some news. All right. Let's do this. Switch to my other display. There we go. Bam. All right. So Wednesday. Well, we know this was Tuesday. So yesterday, little PMI happened. Of course, that really didn't do nothing. It was kind of womp womp. We talked about that. Today, we didn't have really anything going on. 5:30. It was current account and import prices. That's yellow folder, so nothing that we really need to worry about. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Soak It Insider at Jerry. Just give it 15 minutes after the morning bell to look into the charts that help me with morning nerves. I like that. Soak It Insider. That's a good that's some great advice right there. I like that. I like that. But yeah, so just looking at news today, like not really anything. We have some yellow folder at 7:30, crude oil, but from Juvier he used to trade NG. He stopped trading NG. I don't think for good. I just think with everything going on, and I don't think there was like a lot of setups from what I remember him saying last year. I could be wrong, but it was something to that degree. I know he laid off NG for a little bit. So with crude oil would be like the only thing that I would say is important today if you're trading NG. So just be careful, because I remember Juvier always stating that he doesn't trade NG on the days when the crude oil report comes out. And it's usually on Wednesdays or Thursdays. It used to be Thursdays, and it started coming out now on Wednesdays. Don't know why they switched that. But so if you're trading NG, then I would say definitely, be mindful that you have a crude oil reporting today. And even though it's yellow folder, from what I remember him stating, he stated that he did not trade NG on the days that crude oil came out. Even though that it was yellow folder, he still noticed the price action was weird on these days for NG. So anyone trading NG, just want to give you that information. I've never traded NG before. I'm just facilitating some information, and that's it. So yeah. So that's about it, you guys, on that. Right here. This wasn't here yesterday, and you guys know it wasn't here yesterday because we looked at this yesterday. This orange folder right here at 4:20 of President Trump speaking. Y'all know this was not here yesterday. So there's something between yesterday and today. This was popped in here, and this has been happening a lot. I think it happened last week, right? Or at the beginning of was it beginning of the week this week? Or if it wasn't at the beginning of the week this week, it was definitely last week where that happened. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that in mind. That he will be speaking. Hopefully at 4:20, nobody's in trades. No, you should not be in any trades at 4:20 p.m. If you are, which I hope you're not, just please be careful, because you know what I'm saying, you know how volatile the market can be when he speaks. And that's not a political statement. I'm not saying anything about him being a president. I'm just saying he says things that the market, the words that he uses, it makes the market go crazy, whether that's going bullish, bearish, whatever the case may be. So just keep that in mind and be mindful. But yeah, so other than that, that's pretty much it on news today. I'm not worried about President Trump speaking. I'm not going to be in anything I'm not going to be in any trades at that time. I overlooked this. We have FOMC member Moran speaks. I don't know if it's a he or she, but they don't hold any weight. So nothing really to worry about there. And we said crude oil at 7:30. So pretty much nothing to worry about. So we'll jump to the charts. This is what's so weird, y'all. This is what's so weird. All right. This is 5:30 right here, right? Oh, excuse me, 5:15. Excuse me, 5:15. We're on a 5-minute time frame. 5:15. This is these four candles right here, right? From 5:15 to 5:30. When I saw that this morning, I was like, did we have news at 5? So when I went and checked and I saw that we didn't have news, the only thing we had was current account right here at 5:30, but that really wouldn't do anything. So I don't know where that spike came from, but it was weird that it came around the 5:15, 5 in that, in that respective time space, because usually 5:30 we get a lot of news around 5:30, right? So I was just wondering, like, what was this about? Don't know. Maybe someone tweeted. I don't know. I haven't checked that far, but yeah, this is pretty much what we're looking at right now. So market opened here. You see 3 p.m. Remember, I'm on West Coast time. I'm on Pacific Standard Time. And as you can see, price just kind of ranged. Didn't really do too much. We had a couple double bottoms right here. We had a couple double tops here, but it pretty much stayed in this area right here. So yeah, so I'm not really truly sure what went on. Let me see something, y'all. Did I do my stuff? I was just checking to make sure I did my, this is the daily time frame. I was just checking to make sure I did my my daily levels, and I did, because daily levels are always going to be on the day before, the day prior to our trading day. So today is Wednesday, of course, so we're using Tuesday's daily candle for today for our daily levels for today. I just wanted to check that and make sure it's good. So yeah, it's good, because I forgot to do them the other day, so now I've been just double checking myself. But I did do it. I stood on schedule yesterday. I did it between market close, from between 5 and 6. So yeah, so let's look at our bias. So today bias. Remember what we said? We mark out 5. Let's do that. Well, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's 8 p.m. Eastern to 12 a.m. midnight. So if you're on Eastern time. So because we're on Pacific time, we're going to do 5 to 9, right? Right. 8 to 12, 5 to 9. Same thing. All right. So let's draw our lines. So let's get that out of there. Let's go here. And it's going to be 5 o'clock. So we're gonna check our bias right now is what we're doing. All right. So that's 5 to 9. Let's find 9 o'clock. This is how we check our bias. All right. Then we got to mark out. That's for Asia. And we got to mark out for London. London will be from 11 to 2. And remember, if you're on East Coast time or Central time, just change these. So this will be it'll be 8 to 12, and this would be 2 to 5 a.m. if you're on Eastern time. All right. So what we one that's my alarm going off, y'all. We have 1 minute to market open. I also have a video coming out today that explains this, but I want to go over with y'all. So we're going to check our bias for the day. All right. So this is Asia between 5 and 9, and between 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. This is London. So what are we doing? We're looking to see where the highs and the lows are, right? So high for Asia within this time frame is here. This is Asia's high. This is Asia's low. So why do we mark this out? Because we're looking to see what London did prior to after the Asia session. So it came down. It did not take out the low, because this will be London's low. This is Asia's low. So it did not take it out. It missed it by, looks like by about 4 points, 16 ticks. But it did. London high did take out Asia's high. Okay. So it did not take out the low, but it took out the high. So what that means is today we're looking for price to be bullish. We're looking for price to be bullish based on this. This is something that was taught to me. It's only for NQ. I don't know if it works for another ticker. I've never tried it. Only for NQ though. This is how I figure out my bias every day. So we draw the lines, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then we go 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Boom. Market just opened. Market's open there. So market just opened. Oh, this would have been a nice chop box to take right here. Yeah, that would have been a good one. Nice chop box right there to take. Yeah, that would have been actually a nice little trade right there. Little consolidation area on the 1 minute. And because price is going to be bullish today, then based on the bias that I just shared with you guys, right? Then I would be targeting buys. So let's see. If this price can hold, this candle can hold, and this FEG can hold, then what I will do is I will take a buy to the to this daily level right here. And my stop loss would be, it would be here. I mean, it could be this one. This is actually the previous daily low. It would be a little tight, but it could be that one. Because these are so close, I probably would go with this one just to give the trade a little room to breathe. I can see also possibly this one, but then also too, we got to check our risk to reward, right? We got to see what that is, right? So entry would be here. If it holds, will be right above this fair value gap. All right, so let's see. We'll take this. And that'll be, y'all know I'm on micros. I don't know why it just got me in on a sell. That was crazy. I know y'all saw what I pressed. So let's get out of that. I don't even know how I did that, but that's okay. That tends to happen. And there's our buy limit. Don't know what happened there. That was like 80 something bucks. I don't know what happened there, but that tends to happen sometimes. So just got to be mindful and get out as soon as possible. I could have clicked the wrong thing. I don't think that I did. It's a possibility. I'll eat it. I'll say I clicked the right, click sell instead of buy. I don't think that I did. I never do that, but hey, we'll see. So limit order is set. I'm going to set my, since I have some room right here, I'm going to set my stop loss at this previous swing low right here. You can see my crosshair going across. So I put my stop loss there, and this will be my target right here. And that would be a sell limit, right? Buy limit entry, sell stop loss, sell limit is my take profit. I should have already been in this trade though. Like I said, I don't know if I clicked something wrong or if it, okay, so it picked me up. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Let's see here. Let me do some measuring here just to see something. So to this one, where we at? That is 213. That is what? 47. That's roughly 50 something points. So that's about right. Here would be 292. Okay. Then what is my ratio here? This is 401, 401. So little less than 1 to 2, but that's still not a bad ratio. So I can rock with that. I can rock with that. So what we got? Dilson, good morning, my guy. Good morning. So let's see what we got. If you're trading more than, just to give y'all an idea, if you're trading more than, if you're trading micros, of course, you're trading more than one micro, you can always, at this previous swing high, you can take partials here and let it run up. Many different ways you can rock this trade. You can do it, a few different ways. Like I said, you can take partials here. You can take partials maybe at one of the CEs of this FEG. A few different things that you can do. I'm gonna let it rock. And let's see here. Am I gonna take some partials? Let's see here. Let's see here. We are bullish on our bias today. You know what? I think I will take some partials. I'll take some partials. I'll take some partials here. Let's do this. So we're going to do, actually, we're going to change this to 1 because it'll be 1 left. And then we're going to change this to 4. We'll take partials like here. And let's see here. So that would be Sell limit. Then we got to change this to 4. Confirm. Boom. We'll take partials there, and then we'll leave a runner. That's pretty much how we'll do it. So if, as you can see, I have 4 contracts I'm going to trim here, and then I have 1 here that'll cover the 5. Once price hits here, this will change to 4. This won't change. Stop loss won't change. Does following the trend help you better plan it out? Anyone like sales? Kiara said I do. All right, so it hit that. So I took partials. I mean, I banked some. We got to change this stop loss now to 1 to match this contract here. Confirm. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it just right there, right above break even. And there it is. And that's how I'm gonna run it. That's how I'm gonna run this trade today. Just bank some partials, and there it is. And then I'll let it hit my target. And my target is just a couple of ticks before the daily level. Something that I always do. I always put it a couple ticks before. I never put it right exactly on the line. Always a couple ticks before. Only because from characteristics of NQ, NQ will get right to the line sometimes. Sometimes, most of the time it'll hit the daily, but sometimes it can get right before the line and reverse. So we got, anyone like sales? I'm not liking sales based on the bias that I just gave you guys. That's why I'm not liking sales. Yep, because of the bias that I gave you. It's a bias that I've been using, and it's been pretty effective. I would definitely say it's been pretty effective. So we'll see. At the end of the day, even if price comes back to take me out here, that's only 1 contract. I still banked my other contracts. So I'm good either way. I don't put stop loss just to take profit. Oh, you don't put stop loss. You trade without a stop loss, Kiaris? Oh, goodness. Child, be careful with that. You should always be trading with a stop loss. Always. Always. You should always be trading with a stop loss. Why? Some news can come in out of anywhere, a tweet, anything like that, and you don't even know it. You're not going to be able to react, even if you did see the tweet happen, right? You're not going to be able to react. And then it could tank, go up, go against you, blow your account, whatever the case may be. Just be very careful with that. Very, very careful. Grand Risings to my brother at Karate 357. That's what's up. Thanks for tapping in, my guy. Jerry Jack, what'd you say? 3 payout days in a row. Nice little 270 today. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's what I'm talking about. And I see you keeping it consistent, my guy. You know what I noticed too? You're going slow. You're going slow. I noticed that. I'm watching. You're going slow. Why does it put me in the trade sometimes nowhere near my entry? Well, this is the thing. If you're market ordering, Steven, then with that, good morning, Antonio. If you're market ordering, brother, it's going to just put you in where you get a lot of slippage like that. Slippage meaning, let's say you hit buy right now at where it says 24.511, right? You hit buy. It may not put you in right there. It could put you in a little bit above it or put you in a little bit below it. That's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why I like to place limit orders, because of that reason. Because with limit orders, at least you get in pretty much where you put that order. Now, if you saw today, I got in exactly where it put the order in. Most of the time, it does not do that. So sometimes it'll be a little bit above it. Sometimes it'll be a little bit below it. It's just slippage is what we deal with. There's nothing that we can do to change that. It's not a platform. It's not your data. It's not anything. It's just something that we deal with when it comes to trading. It is what it is. I'm doing a limit order. Oh, you're doing a limit order? That happens, my guy. There's times I put it in, like I said, I put it right above, and it'll be like here where my crosshair is. It'll be below it. It's just what it is, man. It's just the nature of the beast is the best way I could put it, man. There's really nothing that we can do about that. Nothing that we really can do. Unfortunately, we can't do nothing about the slippage. We can't complain. We can't do anything. It's just something that we have to live with as traders. It is what it is. Hopefully it's not too crazy on the slippage. Most of the time it's not too crazy. It ain't like 3-4 points. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. More or less like between, I would say, 6 to 12 ticks. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, like couple points at the most, roughly. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, it's just something that we deal with. I do stop orders or limit. Got you. Um, I trade after market hours at 5. Got you. I've hit my max profit every day this week since I started. That's good, but you should always trade with a stop loss. Any professional trader will tell you, even the ones on Wall Street will tell you, you always trade with a stop loss. Trading with a stop loss is, and respectfully, because we're all here learning. We ain't pointing no fingers. I'm here to help. And I can tell you just based on my mentors and my coach, and even professional traders will always tell you, you have to trade with a stop loss. Never trade without a stop loss, ever. It's just not good practice. But I mean, I commend the fact that you've been doing really, really good. You know what I mean? That's great. That's amazing. But always remember, trade with a stop loss just to protect your accounts. Because think about it. You hitting your max profit on your on all of your trades this week has nothing to do with not having a stop loss, right? So the main thing is you want to protect your accounts. I have not tried to hit my max profit. My goal is 170 a day, and I walk away. Solid week so far. I will increase after a month. I like that, Chrissy. Actually, I love that, Chrissy. That's dope. Let me see if I can add that up here. Yep. I have not hit my max profit. My goal is 170 a day, and I walk away. Solid week so far. I will increase after a month. Man, you know how smart that is right there? That is a great, how would I say? That's like a great that's a great game plan in the regard that she's only taking what the market is giving her. She ain't holding. She's not trying to, there's no greed there. Think about it. She's beating greed. She's exercising discipline, professionalism. She's definitely treating her trading as a business, because just by that statement tells you, right there, it tells you exactly what she's doing. And I think for anyone that is very, very smart, that is a very, very good way to approach and look at the market. It's advantageous for your account. There's nothing there that I can say would be, would hurt your account, or you're not protecting your capital or anything to that nature. So with that said, that's a really, really great plan. A really, really great plan. I practice on paper trading, but I'm still learning the units and shares. Absolutely. But all I'm saying is I just recommend just have a stop loss. All right, look like price is gonna come take out my runner. If it does, oh well. I bank bread for the day, so I ain't tripping either way. I have money banked. What this is, so I'm in, I think, 11 accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm in on 12 accounts, y'all. Yeah, I'm in on 12 accounts. Well, just hit my runner just hit. It's all good. I still banked 298.50 and 11 accounts. Not bad at all. Let's go and take this order off my chart. And guess what I'm about to do, y'all? Yeah, I'm playing with an eval. My eval is my leader, and then I have 10 more accounts following. Boom. So we logged out. That was the first day on that one, on that eval. So we're out. We got our took a nice base hit today. Average of 290 and 11 accounts. Not bad. And guess what? We lived to trade another day. And we didn't do too much. We never were in drawdown on this trade, which is a good thing. It never really was in drawdown. So I got in a little late. I think it tapped me in on this blue candle right here, which is green for me. My white candles are red, of course. It tapped me in here. A little bit of drawdown, which not too much of nothing. And there it is. I mean, it was real simple. I showed y'all what I did, right? I went through my bias. I was like, okay, Asia high, Asia low, London high, London low, okay? London did not sweep Asia, did not sweep Asia's lows. It swept Asia high. So My bias for the day was bullish. I took a bullish trade. It didn't hit my target here, but I did smart enough to do what? I banked 4 contracts. I let one run. It came back and took me out. It took me out right above break even. So I made I think another $50 off that last runner. And I ended the day with 290. Not bad, right? That's pretty much what we want to do when we come to the charts every day. If we could make more, great. If it would have hit my take profit, great. But at least I was smart enough to do what? I took it to a certain area. I took it up in here because I don't know if you guys remember, there were some fair value gaps right here. So that's why I have I had my first trim of my position set in that area, because characteristics of NQ is what? It loves to go inside fair value gaps. There's orders sitting there, orders that need to be picked up. So price loves to go into those and then continue on in the direction that it's going to go. So I trimmed my position in that area, and then I left my last TP to the daily to see what it was going to do. And there it is. Real simple. Real simple. Nothing too complex. I kept it simple. I used the tools, and I used the bias that I was taught, and I made a little bread today. Like, that's how our trading should be every day. Real simple. We shouldn't be on the charts all day. I'm just deleting these lines, y'all. And I'm gonna do this every morning. We're gonna do this every morning. We're gonna set these up every morning, and we're gonna go through a trade. So it shouldn't be too complex. It should be real simple, right? Find your setup. Do all your charting before that time. Find your setup. If your setup is good, high probable, you take it. It's all the reason why I like to trade micros, once again, because what? We can trim contracts along the way. Instead of 4, I could have trimmed 2. I could have trimmed 1. I could have trimmed 3, whatever I wanted. I like to trim 4. I always like to trim 1 less of what I'm trading that day. Most of the time, I'm always trading 5 micro contracts. So I like to trim 4, let 1 run and be good, and then take that little bit of profit, because also what I kept in mind too is it was a ranging day, right? Overnight, right? Market opened here at 3 o'clock, and price just kind of ranged, right? We had 2 double bottoms, boom. We had 2 double tops, came down, kind of range, right? Am I expecting it to range for the rest of the day? I mean, I don't know. Just the way it looks like it could be a possible rangy day. We don't have a definitive direction, right? Like, price didn't give us a definitive direction, right? Well, where did market open? Market opened here. Yeah, here. So look at that. I know we've only been open for 18 minutes, but even still, there's no definitive direction. Went up a little bit, kind of tapped into these areas where it made some of these highs in London session and came back down. And it's kind of following the same trend that overnight session did. So it could be a choppy day today. Could be choppy chop. Let's see something. What we got on news tomorrow? We got unemployment claims. I don't never really remember in NQ being, how would I say, choppy before unemployment claims, but who knows? It's a possibility. So, all right, so let's get into some. Can you please go over today's trade entry one more time? I sure will. What else we got? How do you get your FEG indicator? All right, so we're gonna go through. I'll hit you up on the indicator because that's quicker. So just go in indicators and type in FVG, and you're gonna choose this one, FVG Nephew Sam. This one right here, Dilson. FVG Nephew Sam. That's the one. A bunch of them are gonna pop up. These are all mines that I have saved. These are all ones that I use here and there, but the ones that you see on my chart that I'm using now is this one, FVG Nephew Sam. So that's what you would need for that. And then to go over this trade again, you saw I marked out my time frames, and I came to the conclusion that we probably have but that we should be bullish. So I took a trade to the upside. This is 630 candle. So what happens is I'm looking for a market structure shift. I'm looking for a close at or above this level. Price definitely did that, and then I wait for price to form a fair value gap, and the fair value gap was right here. Let me show you, because it's gone now. You can't see it because it's been closed, but fair value gap was right here. Yep, fair value gap was right there. It was formed between this candle and this candle. I put my entry right above that fair value gap. That's one of my little strategies. Let me just do a horizontal line. Let me change it to green. All right, so my entry was this green line. It goes right above the fair value gap. What do? I waited for price to come back, tap into this fair value gap, which is going to trigger my limit order and then go in the direction that I'm looking for it to go. So I did a buy limit right here of 5 micro contracts. Then what I did was I set a sell limit here of 4 contracts. So basically trim my position somewhere in this area. I don't remember exactly where it was. It was somewhere through here, somewhere in here though. I put a TP of 4 contracts. It hit that TP. It left me 1 contract in. I moved my stop loss was actually here at this previous swing low. I moved my stop loss above entry for the last runner. And so if it came back, so if price came back, I still make a little bit of money on that one runner, at least enough to cover the fees. Because remember, every contract has fees. So that was pretty much my my trade. Let's see here. You got it, Dilson, no problem. For the entry of the daily strat, do you set your entry after the close of the 3rd candle? Yes, I wait for a close because think about it. You got to wait for a close to know if the FVG is going to be solid, right? Because you don't know if it's going to be there or not. So you always want to wait for a candle close. You always want to wait for this candle to close because remember, it's going to be 3 candles. If you see, it's always 3 candles. Let me show you. I can show you from these. So this fair value gap was formed by this candle and this one. This fair value gap was formed by this candle and this one. And then this little fair value gap right here was formed by this candle and this one. So you always want to wait for that candle to close first. Exactly. So with this, because this candle was here already, right? So this one's already closed. This was our market structure shift. It was just a little bit below. I could have actually let it get a little bit higher, but it was right at the line. So I went ahead with it. I usually like it to close a little bit more above it, but it was right at the line. And my bias was bullish. Price has now is going bearish, but I took my bias and I took my trade and I made some bread and I took what the market gave me. So yes, you wait for this candle to close to make sure that this fair value gap is going to stay. Because if you do not wait for the candle to close, what could happen is this candle hasn't closed yet, right? And it comes back this way and then the fair value gap is gone. So you always want to make sure that the fair value gap is going to stay there once this candle close. So after candle close, then you know for a fact your fair value gap is legit. Put your limit order right at the top of the fair value gap, and you're just waiting for price to come and tap you in and then continue on. And your stop loss will always be, in this case, okay, you always want it to be the previous swing high or low, depending on if you're going bullish or bearish. In this case, since we're going bullish, this is the previous swing high. You can't count this one because this is actually the swing high. This is the present swing high. So we always want the previous, this is the present swing low. We always want the previous swing low or swing high. I could have went this one. The only reason why I did not go with that one and I went with this one instead is because this previous swing low was pretty much the same level as the present one. So to give my trade room to breathe, I went with this one. I could have went with this one, but then what would that have done? It would have increased my risk, right? So I went with this one. I kept it a little tight. I could have went with this one, but when I did the math, it made sense to go with this one because then it still put me at like a 1 to 1.8 R&R. So the colors, and I have to change the theme a lot to help me see better. All right, what else we got? Does changing the candle colors help at all? It helps me. Never mind, you answer my question. Nice, all good, all good, all good, all good. You got it. It's just based on preferences. Right, that's right. I stick to red and green. That's why what I prefer. Yes, all this is just preference. Whatever colors you want, you can change them to however you want. I like all the different colors. It's the colors that I started with, so I've been working with them. So just to run back, market structure shift, we wait for a gap to form. Now, if the gap doesn't have to form immediately, the gap could have been in one of these candles. It could have been somewhere over here. It could still have not formed a gap, and we're just waiting on a gap. But now that price has already touched this daily level, this trade is invalid. The trade is still valid as long as it doesn't touch a daily level. Once it touches a daily level, then this trade strategy is considered invalid because it's already hit a daily. So I made my money on the upside. Like y'all saw, I trimmed my position. Took some contracts off, banked a little bit of bread, and then it came down to hit my my stop loss that was in profit, and my runner pretty much got my runner out of there. So quick little trade. I mean, that's pretty much how I like to show up on the charts. Be ready, be prepared, do my bias, and just take what the market gives me. That was a good example right there. Y'all saw I took what it gave me. And it can look, it ended up going bearish. So just think if I had held, right? Let's say if I had held, right? And I wasn't, astute enough to understand, you know what, let me take some profit off the table and leave a runner. This would have hit my stop loss. I would have made nothing. So you got to kind of understand and gauge what's going to be the best situation when you're trading, as far as like if you're going to take partials, if you're going to leave a runner, all those things matter. I'm not into holding. I used to hold. I'm not into holding anymore. I don't have to get the whole move. If I get a piece of the move, I'm good. I'm happy with that. Like, truly, that's all I really need is a piece of the move, and I'm happy with that. All right, so what we got? What is this trade strategy called? It's what you asked. It's what you stated. Steven, you was right. Daily, right? Yeah. That's right. That's exactly right. What we got? Kilo, make sure you have normal candles. FEG does not work with other candles, as far as I know. That's correct. I've never known it to work with Heikkanashi. It could. I've never had them on my chart at the same time. But yes, you need regular candles. Absolutely. Something is always better than nothing. Absolutely. Chrissy, what Without Prejudice said? Any amount is enough. Any amount is enough. And that's more than enough for me. I'm cool there. I'm trading in 11 accounts. So, I mean, do the math. 290, that's not bad bread, right? 290, 11 accounts. What's that? Over 3 bands. That's not bad money. That's decent. And guess what? I'm done for the day, right? I'm done. I didn't logged off. Y'all see, I'm not logged in no more. I logged off. And if you have other things going on, you can go to, you know what I'm saying? You can go on with your day. You know what I mean? Like, that's how trading's supposed to be. We do our charting. We sit down. We figure out our bias. We wait for a higher probable setup. We take it, and we live with the results, no matter what those results are. And there it is. Qdell, you in the Bay? I'm in SoCal, my guy. I'm in LA, bro. Yep, I'm in LA. I'm actually all the way at the end. I'm really in Calabasas, but I'm in LA County. So I'm really like at the end. I'm not really down in LA because I'm in the valley, which is, it's called the Valley. It's the San Fernando Valley is where I truly am. I'm in LA County, but my address is Calabasas. It's not Los Angeles. But yeah, let's see here. 1290, where else can you make? Absolutely. Make that in a normal world. Absolutely. Where can you go and make that for some clicks? Took an L, but I'm learning and being consistent. That's all right, Kaz. Think about it, bro. Like, that would make sense, right, Kaz? Because you've been hitting them, right? That only makes sense, right? I know one thing, you've been taking more dubs than L's. So that's about how it works. That's about how it works. You've all been helpful. I'm only started learning like 3 weeks ago. Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up, Karis. Well, Karis, you are in the right spot. And this is a community built on love and graciousness. So if anyone's chiming in, they're really just trying to help you. We don't do no finger pointing. We don't do none of that. So we want to see you win. Just understand that this community is built for everyone to win, period. It works with Heikkanashi candles. I use it sometimes to keep my TP running on HSS Strat, but it does not show. Got you. Makes sense, Steven. Got you. I've never tried it, so I really didn't know if it worked with it, but that makes sense. Profit is profit. That market would love to take it back. Absolutely. Sheesh, that's what's up. Big money. Nah, just had a good job, bro. Had a good job, and you know what I'm saying. I put time in for that. I have a master's degree, so I spent some time, with school and all of that stuff. I went, I went to school and did all of that, and I ain't gonna lie, that was a lot. Getting a master's degree was a lot. It's a lot of work. Nothing that no one can overcome. It's easy. It's easy in that regard. It's just a lot of work, a lot of papers and stuff. Writing a lot of papers, writing just a bunch of stuff, man. It was just a lot of writing. But hey, I got it done and it's good. I've been trying to teach my family while I'm learning. Absolutely, Kiaris, that's smart. That's smart. Empress, what you talking about? Facts. What you talking about over there? Talking about facts. Nah, man, I got a modest spot, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just in a nice area. I have a nice modest spot, and it's cool. I'm blessed, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, let's see here. I'm frustrated. I was on my trading account and would have hit my max daily had I been on my actual accounts. Still can't believe it. It's all good, bro. Don't be frustrated. Just don't be frustrated. Just know the next time, just double check, the accounts that you're logged into. We've all done it. I've done it. I've done that before multiple times. Literally thought I was in one account, was in another account. I've done that before. So I'm gonna tell you, Morbid Drifter, that's normal. as frustrating as it may be, it's normal. Oh yeah, my 50% win rate. The moment I quit, the market wins. Absolutely. Breaking my support zone on MNQ. Okay. What's the P&L limit for a 50K funded account? Yes. What Kieta said. 600. I started trading so I can quit my job. I work in the oil field and the winters in northern Canada are freezing. I just got off shift and it was, negative 40. LOL, facts to no judgment here. Cool. I was just messing with you. I really don't, I'm just messing with you. But yeah. Steven, okay. So I quit my job, Steven. I quit my job to become a full-time trader. But I did it with a plan. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not telling anyone to quit their job, but I'm saying it can be done. I knew nothing in trading, but I had a plan. I had money saved. I had a plan. You got to have a plan when you do something like that, right? Or you got someone or you have a partner that's supporting you, something like that. Like just something that's going to allow you to have the time to make all the mistakes and lose some bread, because we're going to lose some bread in the process. You know what I'm saying? Before we become consistently profitable. That's just what it takes. Anyone can do it. But I say if you are going to do it, just make sure you got some bread saved. Make sure you go and you pay all your bills off, all your credit cards, all that stuff. Keep all your bills modest. And during that time, I didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't vacation. I did nothing. I sat on my desk and I worked and I studied and I just slept, ate, and pooped NQ. Literally, that's all that I did. That's all that I did. I did nothing else. Literally, that's all that I did. So look, y'all, look like price came down to sweep some liquidity. Didn't quite take it, but got pretty close. Yeah, so got pretty close. It's right here. This is London low. This is Asia low. So got pretty close. Didn't quite sweep it, but it got pretty close. So it already took, did it take the high? No, not yet. So really haven't really swept anything really at the moment, technically, but we'll see. Looks like it's going to be a choppy day. But yeah, so that's what I would say. Absolutely. You need that time to make mistakes. Absolutely. Yep. That's what's up, Soy Sizzle. Thanks for stopping in, my brother. Based on the consistency rules, you have to stop when you reach your P&L, correct? That's correct. Based on consistency rules, you never want to make more than what your consistency limit is. If it's 600, you don't want to make more than 600. So to be smart when you're on the charts, set a profit of less of that if you have a trade that ends up happening to hit TP. You know what I mean? If not, you can just kind of follow the example that I did. You got in a trade, you trim your position, you bank some, you let a runner go, you let a runner run, you moved your stop loss above break even, and you gave that run an opportunity to run. If it runs and makes some more money, cool. But just be mindful of the fact that you can't make more than that amount. If you make more than that amount, it's not going to be good, because it's going to it's going to make your profit, your payout threshold is going to be way crazy high because you went over the consistency rule. And then that's based on percentage and amount that you went over. So you got to be careful with that. Just be mindful. So yeah, always be mindful of that. All right, so let's do this. Since price is kind of just, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go to 5 minutes. It basically looks like a continuation of last night, right? Market opened here overnight. Our session opened here, right? And so if you look at it, I know market's only been open for 30 minutes, but if you look at it, it really looks like a continuation of this. Now, will that stay? Will that sustain? We don't know. So let's get our mind together. Let's get on some questions of the day today. Let's see here. Let me read through this. Do you have any study material for NQ? To be honest, I learned a lot from you and the characteristics of NQ, but I want to consume myself with it. Honestly, I just was on the charts, bro. Literally, I was on the charts, Steven. Like, I was on the charts all day, every day. Not trading, but just learning, understanding, writing things down, seeing patterns. I was super new. I was green. I didn't know anything. That's pretty much what I did. All I can say is just treat it like your girl, right? When you met, your girl, if you have a girl or a wife, whenever you met them, you learned everything about them, right? Like what their likes, their dislikes, favorite movies, their color, what the kind of food they like all of those things. Like, treat NQ like your girl or your guy. I can't stress that. That's the best analogy that I can give. I can't stress that anymore. Learn it, understand it, learn how it moves. That's why back testing is so important, because you're going to be learning things in the back. You'll be learning some characteristics of it in the back testing. That's why forward testing, which is demo trading, is so important. You're going to learn that there as well, but also too, watching it, just having it up on your charts. Like, just to let y'all know, like, I don't shut my charts down. Like, my charts stay up. I have 2 monitors here, but I also have another little trading station right to the side of me where I do my copy trading. But what I do is I just leave it up. I'll shut this down. I'll just leave, just to have one chart up. I just want to just look at it. I'm not trading. I just want to just look at it. I just want to see what price does. If I see a crazy spike or something, I'm like, whoa, what happened? Then I'm checking, right? I'm looking and checking news. I'm seeing who tweeted, what's going on. Did something change in the world? Did we bomb somebody? Somebody bomb us? Like, seriously, I'm trying to see what is driving this price action. And that's how you understand the characteristics of the pair that you're trading. So that's pretty much that I did. Let me see here. Any material write-off? I don't have any material write-off. I'll look around and I'll see if I do have anything. But seriously, if I do, I'll send it to you, Steven. Ain't no problem. But literally, what I do, yes, get to know your baby. Shout out to Empress on that one. Get to know your baby. Absolutely. Get to know your baby. Straight up. Get to know that, because let me see here. I think somebody may have hit me. Let me check something, y'all. 1 second. Let's see here. Yeah, I know, huh? Let's see here. I think I'm trying to find it. I think someone sent me a message. I want to address it if I can. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. Someone may have left a message for me. I would like to find that. I don't know. Maybe someone in the Perfect. All right. So I don't know who put it out, but I got my production manager in my ear. My production manager told me that someone stated that they would like a video to learn how to set multiple TPs. I'm not gonna spend the time right now and go through the chat and try to find out who it was, but whoever you were, I got you. Don't even worry about it. I got you. We gonna get the message, and that's gonna come out. I'll have that. I'll have that going for you. And then like if not by tomorrow, I'll get it done by Friday. Then you can take it into the weekend, and then you guys can practice on it. But I will do that. Make a video to show how to set multiple TPs. Real easy. All right. So let's get back to question of the day. I had to address that. I wanted to make sure whoever that was, that they know I got them. All right. So where should your stop logically be, not emotionally? Where should your stop logically be, not emotionally? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And actually, it's funny how these questions, they just line up with everything that's going on that day on the charts. Boy, that's how you know when God is working. It's crazy, crazy, crazy good. Not crazy bad, crazy good. Me and the wife were going to do it this weekend on Volumetrica for all TEF people. Oh, got you. Got you. That's what's up. Setting multiple TPs. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. When y'all do hit me up, you're live every day, or no, every day, live every day. I second I would like to see a video like that. You got it. I'll make it. That's easy. Actually, I will make it. I'm gonna make it today, and they'll edit it. They'll edit it out, I'm sure. So I'm sure, but if not by tomorrow, definitely, yeah, they'll get it done. They'll get it done. We'll get it out tomorrow for sure. That's my promise. We'll get it out. We'll get that out tomorrow. So a video for how to set multiple TPs. Got it. Super duper easy, super simple. Got it. No problem. Very, very simple, very easy. All right, so let's get back to the question of the day. Where should your stop logically be, not emotionally? All right, cool. So let's talk about that. All right. This is right here. The focus on this is going to be what? Risk management, risk placement, right? So let's talk about that. Stops belong where? Below structure, above structure, beyond liquidity zones, and that's also based on your strategy, right? So emotional stops will be stops that are too tight, too wide. Why those will be considered emotional? Because too tight, you're not giving your trade room to breathe, right? That's not a good stop. Too wide, poor R&R. Can't do that. Can't have, like yesterday, right? Or 2 days ago. It may have been yesterday. Remember, Serena and I were talking about the trade, and stop loss was crazy big. Take profit was, just not big enough. Like it just didn't. It wasn't conducive, right? The R&R was like 0.45. Like, of course, that didn't make any sense. So on a trade like that, you stay out. We stood out. So the point is that you want to make sure that your risk is a risk. Your risk placement is something that makes sense structurally. You know what I mean? If not, your trade is invalid. You know what I'm saying? You want your stop loss to be structurally designed. You know what I mean? Design meaning like with your strategy. So with that stated, you have to pay attention to that. Just like how I did in the trade that we just went through. Let's go through that. Let's go through that. Let's go through that. So remember I told you guys, my trade was here. My entry was going to be right here at this crosshair. That would have been the top of the fair value gap, right? So with my strategy, the stop loss should be at the previous swing low, right? The previous swing low was actually here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on a 5. Let me get back to the 1 minute. My bad, y'all. I was on the 5 minute. Let me get back to the 1 because the 1 is what we really need to do it. That's where I take the trade on. I do this strategy on the 1 minute. All right. So look at this crazy gap right here. Look at that. That don't even make no sense. Y'all see that? I wonder if y'all got that on y'all chart. That's unreal. That's crazy. Okay, cool. Whatever. All right. So market open was here. All right. Fair value gap was here. This should have been my stop loss. But I didn't take that stop loss because it was too close to this was the present stop loss at that time. Of course, this is the present one now, excuse me, the present swing low, which would have been my stop loss, right? So I end up using this one because this one gave my trade a little more room to breathe. This one would have had me too wide on my risk. Even doing the math, it would have made it like a 1-to-1. I guess that's decent, but we want to take something that's a little bit more high probable, right? So I didn't do this one. If this pink line was like further up, where taking this stop loss, it would have made sense, and I would have, I could have taken this stop loss. But this was technically the stop loss I was supposed to take based on my strategy. But I did not take it because it was very close to the present swing low at the time. So I made this my stop loss. So that's something we want to be mindful of, right? We're talking about should our stops be logical and not emotional, right? So I made sure that one was logical. It wasn't emotional. Too tight, that would have been emotional. Too far, that would have been an emotional also. So I made it logical. I did it logically. Logically was what? Exactly where I showed you guys that it would be. So that's more of a logical stop loss in that scenario. Every scenario is going to be different. Regardless of your strategy, there's going to be different things that may possibly change your stop loss. Maybe things that may not even allow you to take the trade. Like yesterday or the day before, the trade that we were going to take, it was pretty much this same setup. Stop loss was way too big. It wasn't justifiable. It didn't make sense. So we sat out. So that's why your stop losses should always be logical and not emotional. So you want to come into every trade thinking what? Thinking from a logical perspective, a structural perspective, not an emotional one. We always talk about emotions, right? Correct stop is always going to be structure-based. Like my stop I showed you guys, it was structure-based. An incorrect stop would be emotional. If I put it too tight, that's considered an emotional placement. We don't want that. So we just always want to keep in mind, right? Everything that we do, every decision we make, because we are professional decision makers, they're logical decisions, not emotional decisions. That's what we want to make sure of. Logical decisions, not emotional decisions. So we want to always just keep that in mind. It's real simple. Stops belong below, above structure, beyond liquidity zones, right? And if y'all notice what I did, what did I use? Let's go back to that. I used structure. That's what I used. I used structure. Structure meaning what? All right. My trade would have been, where was it at? Here? Yep. No, sorry. It would have been, I think it's this one. Yep, here. Right? So this was a structural stop loss based on structure, right? I had it at a previous swing low. That's structure, right? Previous swing lows, swing highs, those are all structure-based areas. So that's where I had it. So it was logically placed. It wasn't emotionally placed. This right here, too tight. This right here, way too wide. And of course, this would have been too wide also. These are too wide. This is too close, too tight. So I use it here. I gave it logical. Also too, it was also logical for the simple fact that this previous swing low was right at one of my daily levels. So that was logical. That's structure. That's structure. That's a target. It's structure. So I placed it based on that. So that's just an example that's how we want to make sure we're placing our stop losses. Should always be a logical placement, not an emotional placement. Real easy, real simple. So, anybody in anything at the moment? Anybody in anything at the moment? If you are, what are you in? I want to know. Let's see here what we got. 2-to-1 P&L. 2-to-1 or 1-to-2. However, I don't know how. Remember risk reward. So RR. So I was asked to do my risk and then my reward. So I do like one. I'll say 1-to-2. Risk 1, reward 2. Meaning the reward is always going to be double than the risk. I know some people do say 2-to-1. I always like to keep it. How would I say? Organized in the way that I think about it and say it, because R&R stands for risk reward, not reward risk. It's risk reward. So because it's R&R, risk reward, then I like to do my numbers the same way, risk reward. So R&R, risk reward, numbers the same way. So risk is always going to be 1, reward is always going to be 2 or even higher. That's how we want it, right? So that's pretty much how I like to do it and keep it, how would I say, organized in my brain. So of course, anyone can say it the way they want. I'm just explaining the way that I do. So when you guys are following along, I don't confuse you, or you don't get confused. Excuse me. Depends on the strat, I think. I put stop loss at the bottom of the doji for HSS recent lows for breakouts. Makes sense, because that's your strategy. That's how it works. And a recent low is structure again. That's structurally placed stop loss. You're using a recent low. That makes a lot of sense. That's structure. How much ever your account can handle. Oh, how much ever your account can handle. That's correct. That's correct. By the way, Trent, biggest loser wins has been surprising read so far. That's amazing, man. That's dope. It's a great book. I tell everyone, Best Loser Wins is a really, 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 really great book. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Morbid Drifter, you need that book too. We all need the book, but you need it because I know you were dealing with a lot of emotional stuff, but I know that book is helping you a lot. And Morbid, I've been earning money in those. Nice. No, sir. Nope, we get out. We get out together. I love it. I love it. I've been waiting for HSF after my 1 minute opener blunder, and so for nothing for HSS on micro gold or micro NQ. Okay, and a sell on MES and wicked me out. Think I'm done today, wicked out twice. Yeah, good to be done. I'm in sales right now, playing the long game with Lazy. Got you. Trust me, I'm gonna go reread it this week. Got it. Someone's playing the long game with Lazy. That's what's up. That's what's up. So what is he in? Is he in? Oh, so Lazy must be in. I'm assuming Lazy's in. Is he in sales? Let me look. Let's look. Let's see what the other coach is doing. What Lazy in? Oh, Lazy's in sales on a 15-minute. Got it. Okay. All right. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what's up. All right. So looks like some of us made some money. Some of us took an L today. It comes with the territory. No big deal. Whoever took an L, it's, how would I say? Because Kaj, you're in my brain right now. Because I know you said you took an L today. So let's think about some things, right? Let's think about this. You had a non-profitable trade today, okay? But were you disciplined? Did you take a high probable setup? Did you not FOMO in? Did you not break any of your rules? If you didn't break any rules, you didn't FOMO in, you didn't over leverage, you used discipline, that right there is a win in itself. We always talk about this, right? We only can control what happens before we enter the trade. Once we're in the trade, we have no more control. That's it. So as long as you did that, that's the win in itself, period. That's the win in itself. Sell off parallel channel on a 15-minute. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's exactly what I saw when I went and checked it out. Yep. Thanks without prejudice. Appreciate you. Taking L's is great learning experience and helps with emotions and seeing what we did wrong. Absolutely. I totally agree. That's a great, I'm gonna put that up. That's great. I like that. Taking L's is a great learning experience and helps with emotions and seeing what we did wrong. Absolutely. That's why we want to journal everything. We want to get an understanding of what we're doing, what's going on, what's happening. That's the only way we can do that, by journaling. So you may have been non-profitable on your account, Kaz, but at the end of the day, it's still a win. Because I'm sure just me knowing, kind of watching you and knowing how you move, I know you use exercise discipline and you did all the things that you're supposed to do to enter that trade. So with that said, it's still a win. That's how I look at it. It's still a win. Even when we're not profitable, those are wins in itself. As long as you showed up on the charts, like I said, no emotions, you use discipline, you didn't over leverage, you factored everything in, you charted it out, you followed your bias, like all of those things. You didn't break your rules, like all of those things matter. That's where the win is. The win is not in the profits. The profits are a byproduct of everything that we do prior to taking a trade, right? Prior to entering. It's just a byproduct of that. So keep it in mind. And that's right. They are a part of the process. That is absolutely correct. Jerry Jack. Jerry Jack said, loss is a part of the process. Don't take it personally. Absolutely. There's nothing personal about it, right? No emotions. Poker face. I don't care if we hit 10 bands. Of course, we're going to smile, but if we ain't jumping around the house going crazy, oh my God, oh, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No emotions. You know, you'd be happy that you, of course, you smiled on something like that. You know, you definitely let some type of emotional energy out, but at the end of the day, we still keep it at a level, right? We keep it at a level. There's no need to get so high on our wins because we don't want to get too high on our losses. We want to stay right in the middle, you know? So keep that in mind. But yeah, that's good. That's good. I may just walk away. I'm too emotional right now. Still upset about this morning. It's all good, man. You know what? If that's how you're feeling, actually, Morbid Drifter, you should walk away. You should walk away for a second. Yep. You should walk away for a second. Absolutely. Because if you're upset, then that means what? You're already going to when we're upset, we're emotional, mistakes are already going to be prone to happen. So just to keep that from happening, just move on. You know what I mean? Like, you might even do good at just shutting it down for the day and being good. It's so hard to get elated when you win, but LOL, that is harder to control than losses. Absolutely. Very, very, very true. That's why we got to make sure we're always working on that mental muscle all the time. All right, let's jump in the tip of the day. Market ain't doing nothing. Y'all see it's kind of just doing that little ranging in the area of just making a high, coming down, making a low. It's kind of just following a continuation of what was going on last night. All right, so let's get in the tip of the day. Tip of the day today is discomfort is often where discipline is required. Discomfort is often where discipline is required. Think about that. Just think about that. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. Discomfort is often where discipline is required. Because think about it. The right decision usually feels uncomfortable. It's just what it is. The right decision usually feels uncomfortable. Why that is, I don't know. I don't know why it feels uncomfortable, but it just does. I guess it's because we're all human and we're wired the way we're wired, right? So let's talk about some things that feel uncomfortable. Waiting, right? You sitting, you back. You sitting back, you waiting for your setup or whatever, right? That can be somewhat uncomfortable, right? Taking a stop feels uncomfortable, right? That feels uncomfortable too. When it hits our stop loss, we're like, all right, next. Not chasing feels uncomfortable, right? When you ain't chasing trades or you're not chasing losses, that feels a little uncomfortable because it feels like we should be doing something, right? Right? We feel like we should be doing something, right? But check this out. So waiting may feel uncomfortable, but guess what it does? It improves our entries. When we're waiting, it improves our entries. Think about that. We're waiting. We're sitting there. A little boring, a little uncomfortable possibly, but it improves our entries because we're waiting for the high probability setup. So we're going to get a good entry because we're waiting. We're not forcing, right? Taking a stop feels uncomfortable, right? Feels uncomfortable when it hits your stop loss, but what does it do though? It protects our capital, right? As we were talking to Kieras, and we were saying, don't be trading without a stop loss. It may feel uncomfortable, but it protects your capital. Okay. Not chasing trades, not chasing entries, not chasing losses. That can feel uncomfortable too, but what does that do? That preserves our risk to reward, right? So all of these uncomfortable things may feel a certain way, and think about the word that I'm using, feels. Waiting feels uncomfortable. Taking a stop feels uncomfortable, meaning price hitting your stop loss. Not chasing entries, not chasing losers, not chasing our losing trades. That feels uncomfortable too. All feels uncomfortable, right? But it's doing something though. We're improving entries. We're improving capital. We're improving our risk to reward. So when you think about that, it's a good thing. So feeling uncomfortable is okay. That's why the tip is discomfort is often where discipline is required. So it feels uncomfortable, but that's when we're supposed to exercise discipline. So we can so we can have the improved entries, and we can protect our capital, and we can preserve our R&R. Now think about this. This is what's so crazy, right? Comfort often leads to comfort. It often leads to overtrading, early entries, poor decisions. Why is that comfortable? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Why is that comfortable? Why is it comfortable to overtrade and to take early entries and make poor decisions? Ain't that that's just a trip when you really break it down. That's comfort. It's comfortable to do those things. It's so crazy. That's why we have to work on this psychology so much, because the way that we're wired, our brains are wired to protect us. So that's why we get comfort in overtrading and early entries and poor decisions. And that's why waiting feels uncomfortable, and taking a stop feels uncomfortable, and not chasing losses, not chasing entries feels uncomfortable. But all the things that feel uncomfortable is what's good for us. So that's why this tip, discomfort is often where discipline is required. So just remember, when you're feeling uncomfortable or you're feeling a sense of discomfort, guess what? That's when you know what? We got to make sure I'm exercising discipline. Period. Absolutely. Same reason sugar tastes good, but it's bad for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, sometimes just waking up on time is uncomfortable, but that bed feels too good sometimes. Start your day on the right track. Absolutely. Soy sizzle. All right, Morbid. Take it easy, bro. Have a good one. Catch you tomorrow. That's right. Without prejudice. What you say, Soak It Insider. When I started my business, a mentor told me, acknowledge your successes, but don't celebrate them. Stay calm and stay focused. I try to keep that with me in all areas of life now. Very, very true. Very, very true. I love sugar and drinks, but not so much snacks. Chrissy, gives you a false sense of guaranteed success. Right. Great point. Great point. I got to put that up there. What Chrissy just stated. Gives you a false sense of guaranteed success. All that comfort, right? All that being comfortable, right? Gives you a false sense of guaranteed success. So think about it. And it's something my grandfather used to tell me. It's funny how it goes right with this. He used to always tell me, never, ever be comfortable. And I was like, what do you mean? Because think about it. That doesn't sound right, right? Never, ever be comfortable. Shouldn't we be doing things to be comfortable? But his analogy was never, ever be comfortable because it causes complacency. And I was like, okay, I can see that now. You know, being a little bitty boy, you hear it, you don't really understand it because I didn't have enough. We don't have enough experiences when we're a little kid, right? We don't have that many experiences. Our experiences are like the fun things. We don't have life lesson experiences at those ages when we're super young. So, of course, as we get older, we hit our 20s, we start living by ourselves, we go to college, this and that, we're dating, all of this stuff. Now we're playing with life, right? Now life changes. Then we started getting life lessons, right? As these life lessons come, you can also honestly say that, you know what? A lot of the stuff that was told to me and that was told to us when we were younger, it applies now to life. And all those things that were told to us wasn't for that day. It was for the future. And even like my grandfather always stated, like, never, ever be comfortable. And I get it now, because being comfortable causes complacency. And being comfortable in trading is not a place where none of us need to be. I'm not saying that we need to be uncomfortable all the time or we need to always be in some state of discomfort. No, but we never comfortable. We should always be on our toes, never on our heels. We can be comfortable with our process, our trading plan, our rules, our discipline. That's okay. But we always got to make sure that we stay on our toes, because we always want to make sure that we're never, creating complacency, right? That's what we don't want to do. The minute we become complacent, I think all kind of stuff is going to start happening. I really do believe that. even in my own trading. That's why I'm always making sure I stay on my toes. What does staying on your toes look like? To me, staying on my toes looks like this. Constantly stay working on my mental stability. Constantly keep building on that foundation. Always checking, double and triple checking everything that I do to make sure that I'm not making any mistakes because there's so many moving parts. You know what I'm saying? Doing my daily bias in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Those things. Making sure I'm checking news, right? Making sure I'm doing my daily levels. Like that's my charting. Like all of these things that are getting me what? Prepared for a trade. That's what I make sure I focus on. I keep focusing on that. I treat it like I'm new every day. Like I'm new every day. Period. That's what I do. I stay on top of those things and I make sure that those things are always intact. So when I sit down, I can honestly say, hey, I'm prepared. I'm ready. The only thing I got to work on is what? How am I feeling? What am I feeling like? Okay, I charted. I did everything I was supposed to do. I went through my bias. I got my daily levels up. I got the right account set. Let me check my copy trader. Let me make sure my lead account is connected to the account that I'm logged in. Like all of these little different things that I got to make sure of, right? All the prepping, right? For you guys, the same thing. Whatever you do to prep before you sit down and take a trade, that's all you can focus on. You focus on that and you just keep focusing on that and you make sure you become a master at that. And at some point, you will become a consistent, profitable trader. It's going to happen. It's going to click in. Trust me. You're not going to keep losing forever. I lost for a long time. And then one day it just clicked. But I kept following the motions. I kept going through what I was going through. Yeah, I was dealing with bad habits. I was dealing with some emotions, but I started working on that every day. And like what we do when we come into the live every day, we're working on these emotions. We're working on our mental stability. That's what's important. So, if it's uncomfortable, you should be exercising discipline. And never choosing to be comfortable, right? We don't want to choose comfort. We just want to choose, how would I say, idealism, right? We just want things to be ideal. We don't want to be comfortable and we don't want to be uncomfortable either. And if things are uncomfortable, then there's some stuff that we need to look into ourselves, right? Check our emotions. Okay, I need to be exercising discipline right here. You know, I'm feeling some uncomfortability coming in, whatever that could be. You missed your entry and you feeling like you want to chase that, entry. That's where discipline kicks in and tells you, nope, I can't do that. It's part of my rules. I don't chase entries. I had a non-profitable trade. Okay, I'm one and done. I'm not chasing that loss. I'm not going into the market saying I got to get back that $280 or $400, whatever it was that, you know, the amount that you were not profitable. That's not how we do things. We want to always exercise discipline when those thoughts and those situations comes in, because that's going to do what? Protect us from making mistakes and keep our capital protected and all the things that we always talk about. So just keep that in mind. So just to run through it again, waiting feels uncomfortable, taking stops feels uncomfortable, not chasing entries or losses feels uncomfortable. But remember, the uncomfortability from waiting does what? Improve your entries. The uncomfortability from taking stops does what? Protect your capital. The uncomfortability from not chasing losses or chasing entries preserves your R&R. So at the end of the day, you're still doing something that you need to be doing. You're doing the right thing. So being uncomfortable is not a bad thing. That's the whole point of all of this. But when you feel uncomfortable, just know your discipline should be kicking in. Just keep that in mind, right? We're trying to master ourselves. We're trying to master our emotions. We're trying to master our psychology. That's why we go through this stuff every day. That's why I do these. I do these for that. So we can master this stuff every day. And being comfortable can lead to overtrading, early entries, poor decisions. We don't want that. So remember, discomfort is often where discipline is required. Just always remember that. Let's jump back on the charts. Let's see here. Going to the run club instead of the nightclub. Absolutely. I like that. Are you still learning yourself, or how long did you take to learn it all? I'm not sure what I don't know fully. I've been trading for 2 years. Kiara, if you go back and watch like the first episode, episode 1, I break a whole down of how I started, how I got here, all of that stuff. So I would definitely say, just I'll give you a little short synopsis. Yeah, I've been trading for 2 years. I had a really good job. I quit my job, didn't know what I was going to do, found trading, or I should say trading found me. I don't know if I found it. That's a good, something for me to think about. I know trading found me. And with that stated, I got into a couple options communities that didn't speak to my personality. I found futures. I was on YouTube. I was just all over YouTube, just finding things, reading things, looking for things, and then Juvier popped up, and then I'm here. So it took me about 11 to 13 months to become profitable, meaning I made all the money back that I lost, and I made the money back from my subscriptions, the money that I put out for my, just things that I had purchased. Like I had purchased a gaming laptop, all my subscriptions, like all of those type things. I end up being able to break even on all of those. Trading found me through ads, for real, for real. Yeah. So, I became profitable, and once I became profitable, and I pretty much made everything back from there. I just been staying consistent. I'm not where I want to be. I want to be at least 15 to 20K a month, and that's going to come. I'm still, I still have time. That's going to take time, but that's what I'm working towards. So with that said, like every prop firm that I've ever had, that I've ever bought accounts from, I've got payouts from. So since I started this live stream, I noticed that I have not been taking as many trades that I normally do, because I'm still learning to be able to handle my responsibility here in this seat, as well as trading at the same time. But I'm getting better at that. So of course, like with anything, it's going to take some time, right? I added a whole new dimension into my trading. Just think, when I started trading and I would trade, I would be here by my lonesome, nobody around, not talking to anyone. I was just strictly just focused in my trading, just me and the charts. And for me, that fits my personality, because I like quiet. Like when I'm trading, like I don't have no music on or nothing like that. I don't like candles. I don't do anything. Like I'm really, truly focused. So doing a live stream actually taught me to, I need to multitask a little more. So, but it's cool. Like I have no complaints. Like I love it. The funny thing is, a lot of this stuff I became really good at with the discipline side of it. That's why I like to always talk about it and talk about the emotional side, talk about the mental side of trading, because I think that's the main important thing, the trading psychology. Why I decided to sit here was because I know there's a gap from when you're a beginner to showing up on the charts and being ready to trade. There's a huge gap right there. And what I mean by that is, even when you enter the communities that you're in, like if you're in the inner circle, if you're in any other trading community or Discord, whatever the case may be, even though with all the resources, it's still a gap. And it has nothing to do with the resources, because I can tell you in the inner circle, they have amazing resources there. They have everything you need to become a consistent, profitable trader. But the gap that I'm speaking of is the implementation of all of that stuff. You have so much information coming at you that it can be overwhelming, because there's so many things, right? We have so many things that we got platforms we got to worry about. We got to set the platforms up. You got to have the right kind of candles, and you got to learn strategy. You got to back test. You got to demo trade, which is forward testing. It's just so many different things. You got to work on your trading psychology. You're learning candle patterns. This is so much, right? It's a lot. And I'm not saying it's not doable. It's doable, but when you think about all the things that's involved, it's a lot. And the gap that I'm feeling is the gap between, like I said, being a beginner to showing up on the charts. That's where I feel that a lot of people need help. I was fortunate enough that I had a mentor, and I had a Sade when I trade sometimes. I heard that. What I do is I just try to make sure that I stay super duper on top of the psychology part of it, because I truly can tell you that that's the part that helped me. So there's some books that I recommended, and I'm sure some of you guys are reading them. All of those type things, you know what I mean, are helping with the psychology, because at the end of the day, it's the psychology that I believe is why they have 90% of traders fail and 10% of traders succeed. And I hope y'all know that that is a real statistic. It's 90-10. 90% of traders fail, 10% of traders succeed. And why is that? Why is that such a huge? You can't tell me the 90% of the ones that fail are dumb. We all have a human mind. The brain is a very, very powerful muscle that we have. It's the most powerful muscle in our body. So I can't really believe that everyone is dumb. I don't even think it has anything to do with intelligence. What I believe it has to do with is the amount of effort and work that you put into becoming, trying to become a successful, consistent, profitable trader, right? It's the amount of work you put in. It's the amount of time that you invest. It's like anything else. It's a financial skill. People don't, how would I say, they don't gauge that point. They don't understand trading. You should be treating trading as a business. All of those things, like all of those things is what matter. And those are the things that helps fill that gap. And that's something that I knew that I understood right. When I first started, I understood that immediately. So I worked at it. And now I feel this is my give back, right? My give back is to help beginner traders get to showing up on the charts and being ready to go. Period. Whatever strategy you're trading, whatever it is you're doing. That's what this channel is really truly all about. Agreed. 2 months in, and I'm not touching my TF account until I'm comfortable trying to find out which strategy to use. There you go. There you go. I light a candle when practicing forward trade. That's dope. Yeah, that's what's up. Could create a little ambiance. Been trading for almost a year. Quit my job in February. Hey, I heard that. Oh, okay. I missed this, Taylor Pooh. I did the same, bro. Quit my job at 10 years. God told me to day trade. Didn't even know what trading was. Google day trading, and Juvier was the first person that came up. Been trading. Wow. Been trading for almost a year now. That's dope. Yeah, when I found Juvier, I was like, okay, you always find someone that you're kind of relatable, right? I was like, okay, I found him as relatable. Like, let me try him out. Because the 2 option communities that I came in, like they're cool communities. They just did not speak to my personality. So I didn't feel like I fit in, and I was super green. I was super new. I didn't know anything. But when I saw Juvier and I entered the community, I just dipped my toe in the water. I think I did like a 3-month or 6-month, something like that. I think I did a 6-month. And on my first Zoom call, when he said a prayer, I was like, oh wow. I was like, okay, I think I found home. Like this is the kind of energy that I want to be around, right? And yeah, like I told y'all, I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. So with that said, I just still felt like that spoke to me. You know what I mean? Like that Zoom spoke to me. That first Zoom told me when this man said a prayer, it wasn't the prayer. I think it was the prayer and just like understanding that I believe I'm in a good place. Like, I think this is where I need to be. And that's just how I felt. And I've been rocking ever since. And I never left. And I've just pretty much moved up through the ranks in the inner circle and now with the Edge Funder. So with all of that said, I'm blessed. So think about it. I didn't know anything, like I always tell y'all. I knew nothing, right? And look at where it got me from just, busting my butt and putting in the work. I got here. I don't think I'm no special than anyone else. The only thing that may make me a little bit different is I put in the work. And everyone can put in the work. You just got to put in the work. And just mash on it every day and just understand that it's going to take time to get to this goal, but you just got to mash on it every day and just don't quit. Don't give up. There's times where it was tough, but I never gave up. So I think that's the reason why I'm where I am. And I could only imagine what the next 2 years look like when I have 4 years of trading in the game. I'm sure at that point I'll get to my 15 to 20K a month on an average. I'll do that. I've done it before, but not an average. I didn't do it on an average, but I've done that before. I've taken a 20K payout, but that's not the point. The point is that we are here to, how would I say, exercise patience to learn this financial skill, but then over time, we're going to master it, right? I've learned it. So now I'm working on mastering it, right? Because it ain't mastered yet. Like, I still have different things, I deal with emotions here and there. I mean, they're not totally gone. I don't think they're will ever be totally gone, but I'm working to be I remember what I was, how I was when I started. I remember how I was a year later, which was a year ago. And I remember, and I know how I am now. So I'm still building on everything that I've started. I'm still building. I want to become good at it. I want to get to the point to where I just show up on the charts and I'm making money, doing the things I need to do, to where, how would I say, I've gotten to the point to where I've mastered this skill, right? Doesn't mean I'm not going to lose trades. We're going to always lose trades, no matter how good we are. But the goal is to see progress every year. That's the goal. You want to see some progress every 3 months, 6 months, whatever that is, looks for you, but you want to see progress. And that's pretty much the way that it works. You want to see progress. I think as long as I can keep buying accounts, I'm going to stay with TEF and recommend everyone in my path who's interested to join. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, same here, Taylor Pruitt. When I heard him praying, I was like, okay. I just felt like, all right, this home. Like, I just felt like it was just the right thing. And y'all, and like I said, I've said this earlier, I'm not religious person. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. So it's not like it was just a prayer. I don't know. It was just that moment. It was just the time. It was new. And for me at that moment, everything just fit. It just fit. It really just fit. So yeah. So going back to tip of the day, just remember, if this is uncomfortable, we need to be, making sure that we're exercising discipline. If we're feeling any kind of discomfort or if something's uncomfortable, because we know being uncomfortable can lead to some bad habits, right? And we always got to make sure that we're never choosing comfort over discipline. We're always choosing discipline over comfort, period. Now, with that said, let's jump back to the charts so we can kind of see what's going on. So this is still our lowest point of New York session right now, right here. We're on the 1 minute. Let's go. Let me drop to the 5 just so I can clear up some noise. I can open this up a little more. All right. So we know overnight session started here, and New York session started right here. So in an hour and a half, this is all that we've done. That's it on the 5. Let's drop to the 1. Here, 6:30. That's all we've done. If you look at it, it looks like a continuation of last night. Market open here, consolidated, little bullish action, went bearish, went bullish, bearish again, formed a double bottom, made a high, came down, kind of doing the same thing. This pretty much just looks like a ranging day today. That's what it looks like. So hopefully, if you guys took any trades today, you're green. If you didn't, I would just say just sit on your hands. I don't see really too much coming out of any of this. Not a lot of volume. You can see the candles are not that big. We have no news popping in today. Yep, nothing. Oh, we got Trump speaking at 4:20. That's about it. FOMC members speaking. Really nothing. So I'm not looking for anything today. I took my little base hit and I'm good. Be careful if you're going to be on the charts when Trump is speaking. Remember, that's 4:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just be careful with that. Let me see here. Yeah, the market will be, that means that's 7. Yeah, the market is going to still be open around that time. Yeah, so just be careful. No one should be trading that late anyway, but just be careful. He's speaking, and the market is very volatile when he speaks, or can be. So other than that, like I said, not too much going on. We got our base hit, and we moved on, and that was that. So just remember about what we talked about today, you guys. Let's not forget about what did we talked about? We talked about where our stop loss should be, right? So our stop should be logically placed, not emotionally placed. And then on our tip of the day, discomfort is often where discipline is required. So if it's uncomfortable, we know we need to be really, really looking at some discipline. I'll be doing something else at 420 for real. My first week in the inner circle, I took 60 demo trades, 5 weeks in, and I've taken 3 this week, discipline in action. That's what's up. Awesome, man. That and regular trading view. That's what's up. For everyone that that's new on the chat, go ahead and let me get some free likes. Like me up. Are you going to enter tonight? Are you going to enter tonight? For the overnight strategy, I always check it out and see, see what it's doing without prejudice. If it's if it makes sense, yeah, I'll definitely jump on. I'm also thinking about possibly even starting to stream on the evening for like in the evening time for overnight session for maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm going to see. That's something I'm really, really considering. I'm just thinking about it. What y'all think about that? Like jump on, do a stream, like overnight session for like 30, 45 minutes and then jump off, just something real quick. See, see what's popping. See if we can grab a little bit of bread or what. Something I've been thinking about. What y'all think about that? Y'all let me know. What y'all think about that? What y'all think? Yes, yes. Okay. It's definitely something I'm really, really considering. I'm really considering doing, like jumping on during Asia session. I'll be there. That's what's up. Yeah, I've been thinking about this for the last week and a half, maybe almost 2 weeks. And I talked about it with the team and they was thinking it's probably might be a good idea as well. So I truly believe that it's going to happen. If it does, sounds great. I can get the 6 days in 1 week overnight trading. Yeah. That would be great. Sounds good. Raider 40, that's what's up. When we get in our live back testing stream, all right, Empress, we're gonna plan that. What we'll do is we'll pick a day to do that. Chrissy said 100. Kick Rock said do it. Yeah, Empress, I think we need to pick like a day where we do like, hypothetically speaking, like a Friday, right? We'll go through. I'm gonna find a day where it's not that much news. Maybe a Friday would be good for that. Because Fridays tend to be a little, Fridays are, they're not really all that. So maybe a Friday would be good to do that. And then we can do a back testing session. But then let's do this. If we're going to do that, dang, how many gems you got? If we're going to do that, then I bet sounds good. If we're going to do that, then we're going to do FX replay. What are we going to do? We're going to do FX replay Wednesday or Friday. I think Friday would be the best day for it. I think Friday would be the best day for it. Kick Rock said, I want all of them. Yeah. So I think a Friday would be good. And then it's also, everyone has to get like FX replay, right? Or some type of back testing platform so we can all do this together. I'm going to do it on FX replay. So for the ones that haven't gotten FX replay, if you want to grab it, you know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and grab it. And just how would I say, just, cause, all right. So this is the issue that I'm having in my brain right now. That's why I'm like going back and forth. This is the issue I'm having in my brain. The issue that I'm having is this. It's the fact that if we're going to do a back testing session, right? That means what? We need to, how would I say, make sure everyone is on the same platform, right? Because if we're not all on the same platform, then it's going to be difficult for anyone that wants to watch, right? So with that said, we all should at least get FX replay. Period. We all should have that. So this way we can all backtest together using the same platform, and then we all can follow along step by step. So I would say, let's work on that. I know some of you have FX replay already. Some of us don't. If you want to follow the backtesting session when we decide to have it, let's start getting our platforms together. So this is what we'll do. Next week, let me see. Let me check one. Let me just check. Let me look at the calendar because I want to make sure that we do this correct. All right. If we're going to do this, we can do this in the next 2 Fridays or in the next third Friday, like either 2 weeks or 3 weeks from this Friday. So that'll give us 2 to 3 weeks to do what? Everyone get FX replay and be ready for the session. And then what we'll do is we'll do it on a Friday. I got you, Kiaris. I got you. We'll do it on a Friday, and we'll just go from there. But we'll give everyone at least 2 to 3 weeks to find it. I'm gonna put this in there for you, Kiaris. Hold on one second. All right, let's see here. That would be here and right here. All right, here you go, Kiaris. Boom, boom, paste. All right, I just put in the put in the website address for FX Replay. You guys can just find it there, real easy, real quick. And that's what we'll do. So, all right. So right now, we'll give everyone at least 2 to 2.5 weeks to get FX Replay. And then you can even play with it. So when we jump on the stream together, because this is the thing, I don't want the stream to be, instead of us back testing, like I'm answering a bunch of questions on how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. It's going to take away from the stream, right? Because we want to get on there and back test our strategies. So what I would need everyone to do is get FX Replay if you're going to do this, and play with it, understand how to use it. And then what we'll do is we'll go on, and then we'll when we decide to have our Friday, we'll have our Friday. And this way, at least at this point, everyone will be well versed on how to use it. And then from there, then we just go. So this way, because I don't want to be answering like a bunch of questions on how to do this, how to do that. It's going to take away from the stream. It's going to take away from us back testing and actually truly, learning a strategy. So let's focus there. Right now, let's work on getting FX Replay and play with it. That'll be our homework for like by next week. Let's make sure we have it. That'll give us at least a couple of weeks prior to our back testing session that we can play with it and understand how it works. So let's do that. And we'll go over this again. I'll go over this again on Friday. Today's Wednesday, so I'll go over it again on Friday, and that's how we'll start. Because like I said, you guys, I don't want to asking a whole bunch of questions on how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. Let's get it, play with it, learn how it works, and then go there. Should we get the monthly subscription? Because I know the default subscription is capped when it comes to trades, correct? No, you should be getting just the Pro. The Pro is $35, $30 or $35. Yep, and then it's unlimited. So that's the version I have. I have the Pro version. And it works amazingly well. Amazingly well. Amazingly well. But yeah, it's $35. Actually, you know what? Let's go check it out. I'm already there. It's this one. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't do the $15 a month. I do this one. I do the Pro. Because, right, has limited sessions, limited trades. It only holds your session for 6 months. Yeah, I do the Pro. So let's see here. So if you did it monthly, yeah, this is what I pay. I paid $35 a month. I was paying $35 a month, and I believe I just paid for the annual, because you'll save $70 because it'll come out to like $350 versus paying monthly. It'll be $370 if you paid monthly. Yeah, it'll be $70 more if you pay about a month. Annually, $70 less. So either way you want to do it is cool. For those that just want to dip their toe in the water, you can do the Pro version. And after the free trial, it'll just kick in for $35 a month. But this is the one you want to have. You want to have the Pro. You don't want, when I see unlimited sessions, unlimited trades, unlimited journaling, unlimited AI queries, futures and stocks data, seconds data, like I always go for this. Because I don't want to see those words. I don't want to be limited to anything. I'm not trying to save no money. I'm working on my financial skill. What's that, $17 difference? Yeah, $17 difference. Like I'm not about to try to save $17. I'm going to get this one and we're going to rock. Like that's the one that I think that I'm almost for sure that I know is going to work the best for us. It's good to have homework, makes us accountable. Absolutely. When it comes to how many trades, yes. Kilo 688. You're welcome. No problem. Andrew, thanks for all your help. You guys have a great day. You do the same. Pro it is. All right, cool. So we there then. Pro it is. All right. So with all of that stated, we had a pretty decent day today. Made a little bit of bread. For the ones that made money and you're green today, hopefully you already logged out of your accounts and you're just got your charts up and you're just checking those. Other than that, I think we had a pretty good day today. It was productive. We were able to flex that mental muscle like we need to every day. We got that fired up. We actually got on the books that we're going to do some demo trading. Some back testing in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I think we're looking good. So we'll jump back on that back testing train on Friday. We'll talk about that again, but that's where we are right now. So with all of that stated, I appreciate everyone that jumped on the stream today. Still a little under the weather. It's almost gone though. Hopefully in the next couple of days, it should be all gone. And I can, feel like I'm not like so stuffy, but other than that, we're good. If anyone that hasn't liked me up, let me get those free likes. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. This helps push out the content further. And yeah, I got a new video popping. So be looking out for that. That's going to drop, I believe, today. And I'm also going to make the one on how to set multiple TPs. So that'll be coming next. So with all of that stated, I appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all as always. Shout out to our co-founders for the Edge Funder, Juvier, Scalp God. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And y'all have a blessed remainder of your day, and let's get in on it for tomorrow. So thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate you. You're welcome anytime. That's what I'm here for. Much love back to you as well. Like I said, y'all have a blessed remainder of your day, and I'll be looking for y'all first thing tomorrow, and we're going to get at it on Thursday. DS strap back testing. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that. We'll do the kick rocks. We'll do the DS. Yeah, we'll do that. There it is. We'll do that. Thanks for all of it. Oh, you're welcome, Kieras, anytime. You're welcome at any time. That's what we're here for. That's what we're building on. Everybody in this group are trade geniuses. That's what we're here for. Respect to you too, fam. Thank you very much. Kick rocks. Have a great day. All right, man. Y'all have a blessed one. I don't know. I be having these long goodbyes. I don't be wanting to say. I don't be wanting to get off. I'll be having these long goodbyes. I'm noticing. But that's what's up, man. This lets me know, man. I feel good about our community and everything that we got going on. So, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Love y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow.